All right, and next we have Capricorn rising and sun. This Virgo full moon that's happening on the 24th is taking place in your ninth house. And I got some pretty strong messages for you guys in terms of the cards, and I'm definitely seeing that in the astrology as well. So I'm excited to share this with you guys. So I think one of the reasons I got a strong message for you guys is because, yes, the moon is in Virgo in the ninth house, which is, of course, the focal point. However, your planetary ruler is conjunct the sun and the ruler of this moon, which is Mercury, all in Pisces in your third house. So there's a really strong emphasis, especially for you, also on this third house energy. So what I'm seeing here is I feel like you guys are having some kind of epiphany or realization about something that you have been trudging through in your life that may have felt like it requires a lot of energy. And I think, okay. So whenever I see something along the third and ninth house axis, this involves the more kind of logical mind and our kind of taking in of information, which is the third house. And then the ninth house, which is the higher mind, the prophetic part of ourselves that is accessing the divine, that's accessing things outside of our just superficial awareness, and it makes larger connections to things across our life and our belief systems, and it's more holistic. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because I feel like maybe you guys are going to be faced with a decision that you have to make. And I think part of this is because there are things that you are going to start seeing from that higher mind with this full moon in the ninth house. And it's like you're having an awakening and a realization about it. And then you're going to have to bring that down to the conscious mind and make a decision in this earthly realm of what the heck to do with that information. So part of the reason I'm seeing that is because I pulled the Nine of Wands and the Judgment card. The Nine of Wands is a card of really having to kind of push through something, really developing our strength and our resiliency, but it's not something that comes easily to us, and it does feel like a struggle to some extent. And then we have the Judgment card after it. So it's almost like there's an awakening, a rebirth, a calling that you're hearing from the angels, from the guides, from this prophecy of the being in the ninth house, trying to help you see why this has been a struggle, trying to help you get this broader, larger perspective that the ninth house naturally gives us. I get another verification of this, of the need to then bring this down into the third house realm and make an important decision, because we have the Two of Swords and the Ten of Wands. So there's something about this situation that I think you're realizing is quite unsustainable for you, that doesn't bring you enough joy to give you the vitality to keep going with, that maybe doesn't give you enough money to keep going with. There's something where it's like it's not providing enough for you in some area, or it's even taking away from you. And so this Two of Swords is really trying to tell you that you need to make a decision about this thing, because you are going to continue to struggle. You are going to continue to feel burdened by this. And this is not something that's just going to go away. This is something that you have to make a choice about walking away from, or make a choice about how you feel about this thing, or how to go about it differently because of the unsustainability factor. This moon is trining Jupiter in the fifth, which I think is giving you a lot of confidence. And I think that this can be a little bit of a problem, which we're going to talk about in a second. I really like that it's trining Jupiter in the fifth, but okay, I'll get to that in a second. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I like that it's trining Jupiter in the fifth, because it does give us a sense of feeling like there's better out there for us, especially trining a moon in the ninth. It's like this very hopeful aspect where we feel like we deserve better is possible. We could use our gifts in different ways and feel like we are appreciated, feel like we're honored for what we bring to the table. Whatever this relates to, there's this feeling of like being more satisfied and being more seen for what you're doing. And I think this moon is trying to call you towards that and give you that silver lining of that perspective. We also have Venus and Mars in Aquarius in the second house. So when I see these planets come together, they're the masculine and feminine principles that spark and create a flame together of some kind of like creative idea or a new way of going about things because they're in the sign of Aquarius, thinking outside the box, trying your hand at a new path. And this is in your second house of finances. So there's something about the way that you make or preserve or manage your money that could be, or even what you spend it on, like buying a house, like your assets, it could be going through a need to have some kind of makeover. And I definitely see that for you guys. However, it is squaring Jupiter in the 5th. And this is where I feel like you can get a little bit over optimistic and maybe get ahead of yourselves. So you might think like, oh, I can make money this way. It's going to be so much easier. The grass is greener over there. And then you leap over there and there's still struggles there. So what I would highly encourage for you to do is really sink into your Saturn in the 3rd house energy. Make sure that you are not putting all your eggs in one basket. Mercury is in Pisces, so our logical mind is really not as high functioning now as it normally is. And so it's going to be important for you guys to just maybe kind of dull the shine a little bit on that hope of like, this is going to be the answer to things. Because I think that there could be some shades of gray within that experience for you. So I think for more clarification, I have some astrology or some tarot cards. So we have the Knight of Wands and 8 of Pentacles in reverse. And so these cards to me can indicate that there's something in regards to a project that maybe you were super passionate about, you were super invested in, that you actually felt like excited about, or you went into it very impulsively. So either one of those. But there's an energy of like, I'm going to run into this thing and start developing this as a skill. I'm going to start trying my hand at this work or put effort into this project or this endeavor. And then it's almost like you realize that it's not aligned with you anymore. It was maybe a decision made out of haste. It was the spark isn't there anymore. You don't want to keep investing your time into this. It feels like you are it's not meant for you, or you're being very perfectionistic and it's like stressing you out. But there's this feeling of like you're in some kind of field, or you're invested in something that maybe you didn't like, you're riding a wave of like excitement that I think is crashing now. And we have the 8 of Swords after that and the Sun in reverse. So it's almost like, I think your over optimism and your faith that something will work out and it's going to be great. I think it can kind of sometimes lead you to anxiety with this 8 of Swords when things don't live up to that hype. So if that is a trait of yours, it's not going to be for everybody, but this message, if that is a trait of yours where you feel like this is going to be the answer, I think you're going to find yourself trapped and stuck in anxiety because nothing is truly ever just the answer. I also think that this is just saying to that if you are in this state of feeling anxious and not sure what to do next, because the Sun is our clarity, that might be a time to really trust the information that comes intuitively through for you during this full moon. If it's telling you this is a misaligned activity and that you need to leave, maybe you can create a plan in order to do that. You don't need to impulsively jump. This is an energy, full moon involving Saturn. So there's some conservative action here. You can sort of slowly start to plan your departure if there is something unsustainable in your life. But it is definitely trying to awaken you towards how you really feel or how you're really impacted by something and take that seriously. So that's what I'm saying for Capricorn. It feels like a very important message. Might not be relevant for all of you out there, but if it is, please let me know down below. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends, and have a beautiful day. Bye.